Let's play Magic Online.
Yeah, we're back and we're going to play. I haven't played Gatecrash yet at all, and I'm stuck under 3 feet of snow.
I know, I wish that we were drafting Cold Snap so you could put all of your observation to work.
You know what's really thematically cohesive with that set? Ripple. Oh wait, no, it's not at all. Okay, so Fathom Age, is that good? A
It's
1/1 for 4 is good, right?
I don't think that it's the best. I mean, it's
I don't like it.
it's any glass cannon. It's fine though. I mean, it's probably actually better than this if you want to be drafting Simic.
Well, tell me what you think. What do
Uh,
you like in this pack? And try to blow up as many cards as possible or go slowly.
okay, let's. I'm just making the picture gigantic.
Good.
Okay, so this pack, every all the commons are decent except for these two. So, I mean, that's not that great. But
Yeah,
the Denizen has a good effect for Simic.
it does.
Madcap Skills is like a nice Boros card.
That
This,
guy oiled up his body.
yeah, Cypher is surprisingly effective. I mean, I guess we need to make a decision though. The guild or the mage is okay.
How's the Goblin?
The goblin is good,
Hellraiser.
but I don't think it's. I think it's good in Boros, not Gruul. So
Yeah,
we could like take Pit Fight.
do it. Just take a quasi removal spell.
Well, Pit Fight goes in the most decks. So okay, someone took a rare, so we have no information about this pack. In this pack, we can actually concentrate on some things because not very many good cards are present. This is a fine evolved creature. Then the transport was pretty good in Boros for me. The Syndic is a nice Grizzly Bear, obviously. And then there's some stupid two drops, but I don't think we really want to be there.
Okay, so how are cards like Basil? So I guess what I'm asking is, what's the power toughness ratio? What's the power that you need to be able to defend against? Is like Basilica Guards good?
Their Basilica Guards is okay. Like 2/3s I think are probably better than 1/4s on average.
Okay. Well, what about Krakenura?
I with a pit fight, I would want to take that, I think.
Yeah, I don't see a single. There's no red card in this pack at all.
Yeah.
There's only one blue card, kind of. This is weird.
We didn't pass any
There's
we didn't pass any Gruul last time in our first pack, right?
There was Madcap skills. There
Yeah.
was I mean, I know that's not
We
big.
passed like some green cards, but were they all green blue?
Most of them were. Most of the
Okay.
exciting looking ones were.
So Massive Raid was alright in Boros. You tend to have a lot of cheap creatures. The Disciple is a nice 2 drop. Act of Treason is also pretty good with Battalion. The Basilicus creature, good Orzhov. I showed you my Verdant Haven deck from earlier. We can talk about that some. The
Yeah,
um, the Ceratok is actually a good, just
I
like a
like
good
that
solid
guy.
creature.
Yeah.
Killing Glare, conditional removal. The Keymaster Rogue is all right in some decks.
Well, what are you interested in doing here? What
I
kind of
think this
deck are we drafting?
I think the Ceratok because it
Seems like a
plays
safe option.
yeah, it plays fine with Evolve, and then we're still just a green deck. We haven't committed to our second yet.
There's a 7 drop. How do you feel about that? I mean,
I'm actually it's probably not as good as this on average.
what about that 6 drop, 6/5?
I would rather take the 7 drop than take a red 6 drop like this.
Okay. Um,
Like this is a decent
being
combat.
unfamiliar in some ways with how this curve works, how are we going to like how high do we take fixers like the Guild Gate? I'm not particularly interested in that right now, and
I
we've
don't
only drafted
yeah,
green cards, so we
I
could
don't
go
think we have to
anywhere.
take the guild gate. So for me, it's a 2 drop, or we just take something incredibly high end, and then just make sure we can interact low.
I mean, that seems fun to me, but that probably shouldn't be.
So we have 2 dropper. Oh, we
I
just
like 7 drop, man. Let's go 7.
we just took a 7 drop, and then
Okay,
There are
okay, so now
no...
I'm trying to get focused here.
Yeah. We just took a 7 drop. So this pack, I think we have to take a blue card or a guild gate.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we shouldn't probably take, like an Orzhov only card,
Yeah, I agree.
like Alms Beast.
Because,
Um,
yeah, that would be horrible. Like, this, the Way of the Thief isn't that great. Agoraphobia could actually make us live, but
I mean that card seems fine, but it's not very good in our deck, right? Right now,
probably not. Last Thoughts is, okay. Wow, this
it's
clock is
like,
really fast.
yeah,
Do I just
let's
take
either
a
go
guild?
Last Thoughts or the stupid bat, but I don't really care.
The
Um,
bat was not an option to me.
let's go with Centaur Disease, Mass Centaur Grave. I think I saw that in the X-Files, episode 731. Or no, that was a Mass Grave of Aliens. I don't even remember.
So I think
Um,
there's a Bomber Corpse. The Snapjaw doesn't seem playable to me.
I don't like that card, even though the art depicts something that's in a different card in green.
The um,
What about the Bomber Core?
that's what I have highlighted right now. It's not very exciting, but it's
Yeah.
fine and it's a 2 drop and it can trade with other Boros cards.
You could also take a Guild Gate, and that's just unexciting too here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're playing those colors.
This this guild gate's probably pretty bad. Like the blue black one would have been okay. Oh, this is interesting. We actually
That's
have...
got a Drake and a Raptor, right?
Yeah.
Um, I kind of like 2/5 flyings for 5, but that's my gig. Maybe we want to go with a small dude, but
I probably
you want
like...
that early, right?
Yeah, it's not very good late. I played against it and it was quite scary. I think
Yeah.
I think it's probably a better card overall than this because we can get lots of clunky 5, 4, 6 drops.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I just know 5 toughness scares the hell out of me. Hmm. Tin Street Market seems pretty unexciting. I
I,
thought you just took it there and I got worried.
ooh, this is exciting. A card that's
What
actually
is that?
playable still. Well, it's a 1/3. So it's that Oculus that we were looking at earlier. We are admiring some of
Yeah.
the art of this set is a little better than this guy, but he still has a nice body to interact with your opponents.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I
I think
like that card.
I think it's probably better than the 2/2 for 4 flyer.
Yeah, and it lets us I mean, it's good with Cloudfin Raptor, I guess.
Yeah, it's not
And
very good with
Croconura.
Croconura.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Okay, so this is our
What's
first pack.
here?
Oh, so there's only one Simic Drafter apparently because both of these cards are still in the pack.
Can we take the 3/1?
I think so, yeah.
I like the other 1/3 as well, but we also have the option later of maybe taking more Blood Rush cards, and I don't know. I want to be able to cast multiple things a turn, and Frilled Oculus makes that slightly hard. That's okay.
There's there are also quite a few 2 drops. So like we could end up like heavier green and then um hmm. So we're just gonna be hating an Orzhov card. Probably Extort. I think it's better than we can just give them a bear to fight against Boros.
That's fine.
But this isn't a very good Extort guy either, so I don't really know. But
He looks really sad.
we might have trouble against it.
That guy could have been an Innistrad block. That's Syndicate Enforcer.
Yeah, he probably would have flipped into like a vampire or something.
So could Shadow Alley Denizen. She could have been an Innistrad block.
Well, this is exciting for me because of Verdant Haven came around, but
Cool.
the Keymaster Rogue might be better.
Um, I kind of like the Keymaster. Is there anyone we actually want to return to our hand, though?
No,
So far,
not
there's
really.
not. But I guess we can ramp up to our 7 drop with Verdant Haven.
It allows us to be a little greedier later.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
now we can take a sideboard Naturalize or a Gutter Skulk. There are a couple enchantments in this set.
take the sideboard. We have some. We have a 1/3 already.
This was mostly just to weaken other decks. But I was going to
Yeah.
say there are some enchantments in this format that I've seen at the uncommon level and madcap skills. which I guess was in our first pack. Wow. Maybe I should just take Midnight Recovery.
Is Cartel Aristocrat really bad or something?
It's
Because it doesn't strike me as horrible.
No, it's just not that exciting. I mean, its ability.
It's a defensive card that can it gives you some flexibility with what you're trading for their guys with 2
Yeah,
toughness when they attack. I take it.
and you can get in for final points of damage with it, which is pretty valuable. I saw it gain protection from 2 collars and kill someone in a draft yesterday.
Sweet.
Okay,
All right.
so we have 9 green blue.
There's a Gideon. You want to take that?
No, but we're going to. So this
Let's just play it.
this guy, this guy's like $8, but he's probably down on that. Look at Gideon. I don't know why people are talking.
I couldn't imagine a worse planeswalker to have to try and play in our deck.
I
But
was
I
just talking
definitely don't
about
want
the
to play
picture.
against it. My favorite part is how if you use its middle ability, it takes no loyalty whatsoever, and there's just a blank square.
I'm pretty sure that you can see the very edge of the 0. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh wait,
Okay,
there we
what
go.
should we take in this pack if we weren't going to take that thing?
Probably Totally Lost or
God,
Ruination
on
Worm.
that. Yeah, just take Gideon. That guy's a big douche.
Frenzied Tilling. Hope this guy comes around.
Me too.
Well, I can't believe how sexual he looks. First Liliana, now Gideon.
I don't actually know what you're talking about. I think this was just alternate art for the original Gideon.
Oh,
That's my theory about this one. I don't know.
you think it was made for Gideon versus somebody? And then
Gideon versus Eldrazi. Gideon versus Emrakul, the deck.
it'd be funny if they had a asymmetric dual
Yeah.
deck, like Gideon versus zombies.
How bad is Ember Beast in our deck? Like, pretty bad?
Yeah, I think Ember Beast is a Boros card mostly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
like I'm leaning towards taking another Crocodile Frog. This is
yeah.
a really good Orzhov card, but I mean, it's basically Pillory Arrest.
Um, there's also, how good are the key runes? I'm not super excited about them because they seem to
Ooh, I
take a
didn't
lot
even.
to activate, but that doesn't seem horrible in our deck either. It just doesn't seem like a second pick.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have a Reach guy, don't you?
Yeah, take the Reach guy. I love some Reach. Look at him eat that bird. Looks like he's eating an albatross. I can't even tell.
It's
Maybe it's
probably
some
a
kind
Bird
of
of
passerine
Paradise.
or just a shrimp.
No, I guess it'd have
No.
more colors of his Bird of Paradise. Oh, this is wow. So we actually have to make some decisions, AJ.
Yeah, I see that. There's this Wrecking Ogre. There's a combat trick thing. The Ogre's pretty good, right? Like, I hear Double Strike is good.
I think that the Ogre is pretty good.
I think that, like, can win a game by itself.
It's
Or, I guess, with a creature who's getting through.
yeah, it's probably hmm,
I like the Swine, too, though. But I think the Swine is more of a combat trick than a dude. And I think that the Ogre is... I don't know, maybe the Ogre is also more of a combat trick than a dude.
I actually really like the Viper. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So what is this? Pack 3? I'll probably not see
Yeah,
anything.
I know, I can even tell this pack's insane. I don't even know what I'm doing with a set. We might get, like, Urban Evolution back if people don't want to play that card.
That's true.
But I think we need
Let's
to take the Ogre because +3/+3 and Double Strike is pretty good.
Double Strike is a nice ability. I will concede that. Let's see, there's a Sage's Row, a Simic Key Rune. What is this? A 2/3 hexproof?
So I guess you can give it +3/+3 and Double Strike, and they can't do anything about it. Deals 10 to them. I'm just fantasizing. Ooh, my stomach just made a noise.
I
Maybe the
know, I
mic
heard
picked
it.
it up.
We did.
Nice.
I didn't eat before this either, and I looked and
I
oh, but you're on that weird diet. So we can take just like a 2/3 that has a mill ability, which is not that exciting. A Key Rune's not that exciting. I think Hydroform is just playing not good,
Yeah, I don't particularly like that combat trick.
but it has to be between one of these two.
I
We
think
have
I,
five
I like this
seconds.
key rune just because it'll help us. It's obviously worse than I think the Gruul key rune would be in this deck because
Yeah.
of Wrecking Ogre. But what just hold on,
So
there's fine.
there's a Cinder Elemental, a Swine, and a Shock.
Okay, well, um,
So I actually think this is hard because Cinder Elemental is clearly good X
yeah,
spell.
just take it. Take that better pain, Kami.
I
Oh
wish
man,
that
I saw Spirited Away the other night for a class that I have to teach. It, I felt like I was trapped in Kamigawa, the plane.
I don't even know what the movie is about at all.
It's basically it's about Kamigawa. The movie I've seen it once before. I had seen it once before, and I can no longer figure out what's going on in it. I was like, wait, this is much more confusing than when I was like 16 and watching it.
Okay, we have a weird counterspell thingy. That artwork is really bad.
I know. I just wish that they'd reprinted Mystic Snake.
Me too. A combat trick that might be okay,
Yeah.
and then just
Um,
like a generic big guy.
I don't.
And
Do we need another 5-drop right
I don't.
now? Maybe. I mean, I guess generic big guys are good with evolved dudes.
Maybe we
Mystic
just.
Genesis is the card that I'm most attracted to as someone who just wants to watch funny things happen, but I realistically don't think it's the best card in this pack
Okay,
for
we have
us.
5 seconds.
Yeah, take the stupid that thing. It was either that or actually Burst of Strength, I think.
I don't know how much I like Burst of Strength, but
There's another Haven, but
I was
we
gonna
could
say,
add Treason or the Keymaster Rogue.
what was the second thing or the first thing? Act of Treason. You got cut off.
Active Treason, Verdant Haven, and Keymaster Rogue are the cards I'm looking at.
I I would probably take the Haven, and then I feel like we can basically just be Rug and not have to worry too much.
In Active Treason, I just want to look at the head of House Harkonnen from the Dune miniseries. Okay, which one do you want to take?
I'm taking a weird mana
Okay,
ramp
fine.
spell, and I'm hiding the key rune.
You think it's just bad?
Well, now
This
we have a
pack's
choice
nuts.
between a Swine, another Croc, and a Haven, and
Uh,
apparently a Raid and a Madcap. This might be like the same common run we saw first pick.
do
Or
we
is it
want
second pick?
more 5/4s or 5-drops?
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
I know that's
we
really
play
like,
this over this guy.
yeah, but like, do we? I would be willing to play another Krakenura on top of what we already have.
Well, I mean, this is also a combat trick.
No, no, I gather that. I mean, go for it. I like the swine. Um,
I don't. I'm not that excited about another Croconura. I would like to have some other 3 drops, I think. Ooh, a
okay.
Boros Guildgate for when I make us play a white card.
Yeah, then we can splash Gideon.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. We're working towards splashing that Gideon.
Really are? Doesn't he cost white?
Yeah, I played a white card in one of these decks earlier. Uh,
Showed me.
is it the next pick that has the no? It's 2 picks from now that had the under or the Urban Evolution.
Like, our deck is kind of awkward because I actually feel like we're primarily Simic with, but I mean, I guess
We need more
actually it's
two
not that bad.
drops.
Armor Core is the only awkward card.
I'm hiding it. I don't want to remember that we have a Bomber Core.
Um,
Maybe I just
we could
take like one of these cards.
Shattering Blow might be. I mean, it just strikes me as worse than Naturalize.
Yeah, we already have a Naturalize.
Um,
I'm just gonna hate one of these.
I actually am scared of the Shadow Alley Denizen. Okay, this is the pack that we said that
Had
maybe Urban Evolution would come back, but it looks like,
everything came back almost. I You think we take a 4 drop here?
yeah, I don't want to take another Zurta Swine at this point.
When we can take a 4 drop, I agree. I mean, I like the evolution and the swine too, but
Um, I think out of these cards, Hydroform may be the best, but I don't know.
Spire Tracer's okay. okay. But
Uh-huh.
probably we would rather have the ability to just ambush something.
Yeah, I could see boarding in a Hydra form in a weird context. I guess I could see boarding in a 1/1. Um, does Cypher trigger when the encoded creature deals damage to an opponent or
Yeah,
is
when
unblocked?
when it deals damage. So
Okay, so you can't just put it on a Cloudfin Raptor.
correct.
All right.
Where actually are we? We have 15 playables.
Playables in the background that we don't want, including Keyrune. There's Biomass Mutation. Do you want to play Mirror Entity in our deck?
No, I've I saw biomass in action and it looked terrible.
There's Ground Assault, which is just a removal spell, right?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
I think that's my number one vote. Um,
What's Scorchwalker do?
it's a 5/1 for 4 that has Blood Rush.
I kind of like that card, but wait, no, no, I don't.
Like, I think one of these is better than Scorchwalker, but Ground Assault is better than one of these.
So I'm attracted to Shamble Shark, but I think that's just because those are the sorts of things I like.
Fish Crab,
Um, yeah,
Crocodile Frog.
I wish it had a profession. I wish it were like Fish Crab Warrior.
They probably either
It
thought
probably
that,
wouldn't fit.
yeah, I mean, clearly it is a warrior. They shouldn't have given it weapons in the artwork if they didn't want it to have a class.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd prefer a removal spell here. There's another Cloudfin Raptor, which is cool. Um,
Okay, so what's this do? Evolve, and you can move counters from it onto other creatures.
it seems good to me, but it seems pretty mana intensive as well. There's a Guild Gate. I kind of want to take the Cloudfin Raptor.
I agree. We
Um,
so we just need to prioritize. I mean, there's also a 2/1, but
is there something I don't understand about Primal Visitation? That card seems really bad to me.
that's pretty accurate, I think.
Okay. Um,
I'm gonna hide Gideon. Poor Gideon. But yeah, I like the Raptor.
I don't know. The one thing about it that I don't like is just
That
now
if
we
you
know we're going to draw one late game eventually.
Yeah, but they still block.
Yeah. I
It's not,
actually don't hate Green Side Watcher.
neither do
Um,
I. I was looking at the Green Side Watcher, but I think that a second one of these is fine. I mean,
it's
they
kind of something like Bomber Core, I guess, because it's just a body. I don't know. Um,
the Bomber Court. Oh, apparently we chose wrong,
Yes.
incorrectly.
There's another Raptor. You want to take it?
That's what I mean. Apparently we chose wrongly taking the Raptor last pick. But yeah, I think so. This guy's kind of scary.
There's a 6-drop 4/4 flying Urbis Protector. I'm not too worried about that. I think our Croconaurs can handle him.
I mean,
I don't want
Gideon,
to play another Boros Guild Gate. I think that's wrong.
I know.
Um,
This is surprisingly effective in Boros.
I looked at that guy and it kind of,
I mean, we're not drafting it for our deck, but
yeah, I have trouble seeing how that's good, but then I imagine that stuff like that would happen to me and I'd be like, oh, apparently this is a way to kill your opponent. Um,
okay, well, I'm going to take the Raptor. This card I found pretty scary too. I don't know if I mentioned that when we saw it earlier.
it is, but it's basically like +3/+0 that deals 3 to them when it hits play.
Yeah,
There's Smog Elemental, which also looks like something from the show that I watched. What Spirited Away.
I know this.
Uh,
This actually just looks like it's from Lorwyn. Only
so is
the
this where
artwork
we
is.
take the Shamble Shark or Prophetic Prism, which delicately illustrates a man's hand? Or a woman's hand, but I think it looks like a man's hand.
This was going to be Mox Crystal, and then they decided they couldn't do it again.
Yeah, they
So
were gonna make another 0-drop that just they were just gonna reprint like Mox Pearl, but colorless mana, so essentially it would just be Mox Pearl.
I
Um,
I think I like the Shambles Shark over this because we don't really want to be playing this.
I think that the 2 power on Shamble Shark is probably good because it has the potential to boost a Cloudfin Raptor. I don't know, Krakenor can do that too because of the toughness, right?
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean we are hurting for 2 drops, and our time ran out, and we got another Shamble Shark. So
what, Art Hinder Vines. Is it like Vines of the Vastwood plus Hinder? Counter spell put on the top and bottom of the library, and also Vines.
no, it's way funnier than that.
Okay, that is a funny card. What about Gridlock? That seems like something that we could break a stall with, but
I
I don't want to play it.
don't our guys just break stalls by growing?
I think they're supposed to.
I, to me, this is clearly another Shamble Shark.
Let's take that, bro. He also looks like he belongs in House Harkonnen.
No, he looks like he is one of Gix's creations.
How's this crappy Metropolis sprite card? Oh, that doesn't have Evolve.
No,
Okay.
but it does evolve our Raptors and our Shamble Sharks.
Um, it can trade with a crappy flyer. What do you think about no, never mind. Adaptation sucks. Smite isn't horrible.
Yeah, but I think we take a card for our deck, which to me is probably just a 2 drop again.
What do you think about Millennial Gargoyle here instead?
Uh,
Now, the way that Metropolis Sprite works, you can trigger. I
no,
recognize you
no.
probably do.
When it comes into play, they it has to have a bigger whoa. Um, it
What the
has
hell?
it has to have a bigger toughness or
That's
power.
good.
I know this is like a dragon.
Um, it's better than our 7 drop.
Now, AJ, don't be mean.
Um,
And it gives all of our Cloudfin Raptors flying.
I'm just looking at all the rest of the cards in here. Nothing super exciting.
The,
So,
this is actually like the only card that I would want to main deck left in this pack.
man, it sucks to have a gem affixed in your skull or fixed in your skull or whatever. Do we want to take the 3/2 unblockable here?
I think
Or
so.
I don't know if that's really good in our deck.
Well, it's better with Cloudfin Raptors, I think, because you might have one that you can just return and not care that much about.
Yeah, but it seems like it gives you attention with your evolve cards because a lot of the time you'll have to bounce something that has a bunch of +1/+1 counters on it, or
Not,
sometimes.
I mean, that's something that could happen, but I don't think any of these other cards are really playable except for Devour and Flesh or Devour Flesh.
Yeah,
And
go with it.
like this pumps our Raptors and our Krakenuras pretty easily.
Do we? Oh man, a foil. It's so attractive to me.
I hate
I really
foils.
want to take that into the remix, but I just hate the art on that so much. I just don't want.
I'm not taking it, but I just blew it up because I wanted to focus on its artwork. It's like
What
Rufio.
thing? Is
Like
he holding a scroll, a
no,
bone?
yeah, he's holding like a bone scythe.
He's got madcap skills.
I guess he's Rakdos.
That would make sense to me. Shit. What do we take?
We took a Shamble Shark. Ooh, Simic
That's pretty.
Gate. Well, somehow we ended up with a deck, AJ. I guess that
I
this is Swiss.
Yeah, and I think we just picked some colors that no one else cared about. Do we want to get hit by Purge of the Profane?
I think we would rather not get hit by flying first strike.
Okay. Ooh, looks like that guy's probably playing Counter-Strike. That's I don't know why I said that. That makes no sense. Um,
I don't even know if Scatter Arc is playable.
an Apparition is the scariest card here because it can block uh Drakewing Crassus.
You sold me. Ooh, a free clinging in enemies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Um,
Well, at least we got our 2 booster packs from Mr. Jura.
I don't. I get tired of seeing Planeswalkers. Just seeing them. I still kind of wish they didn't exist.
I think your opinion is probably shared by some other Magic players.
Okay, so let's...
You want me just to add all of the cards of these colors and then work from there?
No, you're tossing a bunch of hydroforms in there.
I... You want me to go ahead and make pre-cuts then?
Here. I just know whenever I do this, the program starts lagging, especially when I'm recording, and every time I double click on something, there's like a second before it goes in there. But selecting is also very difficult.
You're
It's not like I
also...
have a crappy processor.
Yeah, but you're using like boot camp
Yeah, but
and you probably
totally
have...
fine.
Well, like, what's your partition like?
As far as hard drive space, I've got 32 gigs,
For...
but got some spare space. I uninstalled all my other Steam games except for Duels of the Planeswalkers, which I always tell myself I'm going to record some of, and that never. Um, it's actually really stressful to record duels.
Because stuff
Um,
happens too quickly?
I'm like, okay, so now what's happening? I'm like, oh, I just missed the window for my triggers. Or missed the window for my activated abilities or something, and just stuff happens. Feels like the game's playing for me sometimes, and I know that that game has an important role in attracting players to the Magic community online and in paper, and for that it's really wonderful. But playing it, like going back to play it, is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like playing Chandelar, only not as exciting because you don't get to play with really powerful cards.
yeah, and in Chandelar, you basically sometimes watch your opponent do insane, obscene things, like play like two Mox whatevers and a Black Lotus on their first turn, and then just float a bunch of mana and then mana burn for like, you're like, why did that happen?
I always, before I realized how the amulets that give you life in Chandelar work, I would constantly lose them, and then you get into these really tense areas of the game where the red mages start with like fire drakes in play, and then they just play a mountain and kill you in 3 or 4 turns.
It's something that like start with Mana Clash and not Mana Clash. What am I thinking of? We'll start with the card that it's the enchantment that whenever you tap a land, it deals one to you.
Oh, mana barbs.
It's like start with mana barbs in play, and you'll be like, well, I start at 12 life in this battle, and like you're like, even do.
And you don't have any Moxen or anything yet. Okay, so
You just
I've arrayed some cards for us to consider here.
I don't want to bring in the clinging anemones. I could see Last Thoughts being a card to bring in, but it's oh, okay, never mind.
I've got one in the main. I don't even know if that's right, but we do have 3 Cloudfin Raptors and a Drakewing and possibly a Keymaster, but it could just be that we want to cut the last thoughts in the Keymaster.
Am I correct that Cypher can encode something onto a key rune and it stays encoded?
Yes,
Okay.
but I still think that Verdant Haven is probably better than the Key Runes, or the Key Rune.
I'm not necessarily convinced about that. Um,
I guess I'd also be willing to probably do a 1-1 split.
I guess the issue is that Wrecking Ogre's ability might cost us 2 red, but um,
Well, if we can, the the Blood Rush ability on Wrecking Ogre is going to be a gravy ability, AJ, as far as I'm concerned. I just find him, or I look at him as a 3/3 double strike for 5.
okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm just looking at it on a Sapphire Drake and I'm thinking that's 14 damage. So we're thinking about it in opposite ways, is what I'm
Yes.
trying to say.
Or
Uh,
that's 10 double striking trample damage.
that guy.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swap a Haven for a Key Rune so we have another guy.
Okay.
Like, we could also cut the Thunder Bottom Fist,
That guy is not exciting to me,
but
but he doesn't seem bad.
he makes this stuff look really good. Like, maybe the sprite isn't that good with now that we have all these Shamble Sharks.
Yeah. I mean, so it can get in there and it can block a flyer,
I
but
mean, it can block. We have to either cut something like...
cut not look exciting to me. And I think most turns, because our curve is decent, it's
Okay, you
just
cut out,
getting.
so I don't know what you said.
I said cut the sprite, but now I'm looking at it again, and if Last Thoughts is in the deck, the sprite seems a little better.
I agree. Maybe we cut them both. Maybe we cut Last Thoughts and the Sprite.
I mean, Last Thoughts is okay with a rogue too, I guess. Um,
I guess we need to figure out what's what's better out of these cards.
yeah. I actually think we should leave in the silly 5-drop ogre.
I I think that the giant is great too because of all of this evolve. Like he'll always trigger that stuff.
I guess Verdant Haven can give him vigilance. That's not something I want to consider very frequently. Nope. Um, so we don't have much to gain from Keymaster Rogue. I guess you can bounce a Zurta Swine and then Blood Rush it. There's nothing.
Yeah, we the only thing that we would have would probably actually be returning the bigger stuff to trigger this again.
I kind of like Last Thoughts though in this deck.
But
Um,
like I said, the Last Thoughts gets a little bit worse once we cut the Sprite.
oh,
Maybe
I
we,
think it would still be good though. It replaces itself immediately. I look at it as like a divination that has the potential to be a lot better.
yeah, I can see that.
Um, okay, I'm happy with this. The Metropolis Sprite is something I would be willing to frequently board in, and I think cutting non-green guys is good also because of the Ivy Lane Denizen or whatever.
That's true. Something else that is probably worth considering is bringing back in the Verdant Haven
Yeah,
for
I agree.
the key rune. Let's let's look here. So I probably would want like 4 red sources. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this for this
That's fine.
because I don't know if I actually want to play 4 red sources.
Um, so you're talking about playing 3 red sources, 2 Verdant Havens. I mean, we could get our lands frenzied, tilling, tilled,
That's
tilled,
tilled frenziingly,
frenzily?
fren killed in a frenzy. There we go. Just cheat.
Sure,
The English language. Ugh.
sucks. Okay. So are you just gonna go with what it says? I don't
No,
like that idea.
I'm not even clicking suggestion because I don't want to know.
I always like knowing what it thinks.
Okay,
Um,
this deck's really weird because we want tons of blue because of these stupid Cloudfin Raptors. Like, should we be cutting just one of the? Should we like cut the Thunder Fist just because it's a red card?
I don't really feel like it is a red card because it costs 5. It is a red card. Maybe that's a good idea. And then you put in the sprite so you can play more blue. I could see that being the case.
So like this would just be maybe 7/7
7/7 seems fine with me, actually.
with
The
this.
problem is that we need green for the mana fixing, and
But I mean, we have a guild gate, so then, I mean, should we be playing like a Chimic or a Simic Key Rune instead of the Sprite?
uh, that's a good question.
We have about 40 seconds.
Yes. We should be. No, I don't know. Like,
O-
or you make the hard decisions. I'm just gonna sit here and yell.
Okay, I think we'll play the Sprite. We just might
I
not
might
be
want
a,
to put one more red source in there.
ooh.
Let's play 1 cards.
So like this.
I guess though the Simic Guild Gate is really horrible with the Cloudfin Raptors.
The Cloudfin Raptors, our deck, Cloudfin Raptor is not a 3-color um,
I
deal, but I
I
need to stop this video, so we'll be back.